Surprise everybody, Aeron and I are going to Canada for the first time. Gander Newfoundland, where the musical Come From Away takes place. Yeah. The first flight is delayed by an hour and a half. It scuppered the connection. Yeah. We're walking around Montreal because we have like a 4-hour layover. We are in a Hilton hotel. Where are we? Halifax. Tim Hortons. We are getting on a plane to Gander. Welcome to Gander. We're here, we made it. Come from away, you are here. It's so different, and it's the same. This is the Dover Fault. Onwards to Toronto. And snap! Yeah. We're in Toronto. Oh my gosh, back into yet another different time zone. My goodness.
And we're in a different province.
Have we changed time zones every time we've gotten a plane? No, Montreal. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every time.
Every single time. Every single flight has been a time zone change. So yeah, and because this was a domestic flight, we just arrived into departures. And you will not be surprised to learn, there is a Tim Hortons here. There was a Tim Hortons musical, so Michael Rubinoff, producer of Come From Away, was also producing a Tim Hortons musical.
The set was really cool because it was like a remake of a Tim Hortons.
Yeah, and we missed it. Did not overlap with our trip. Sadly, as is so often the way, we can't catch everything, much as we try to by flying madly around the globe, seeing as much theatre as possible. But yeah, we're arriving in Toronto. We've gone back in time a little bit, and we have a hotel here that we are gonna head to. We're gonna go pick up our bags. Yeah, I haven't seen
baggage. I've been following the signs.
Literally, I was about to say I haven't seen signs for baggage. This is why I have you.
I have been.
There you go. Good flight from Gander.
Yeah. I'm also. It was very smooth actually.
I ate all my cookies. They were so good. Going to go get our bags and then head into Toronto. There's 2 airports in Toronto, and we're in Toronto Pearson, which is further from the centre. The other one is Toronto Island, which is closer. But we're going to go pick up our luggage and head to the hotel. We're booked into the Hilton near the theatres, because that just makes sense for us, because we know that's where we're going to be at some point, at least, because we're seeing a show while we're here. I don't know if I've told you this. I don't think I have. We've come to Toronto.
Big airport. Like for
it's Toronto. Yeah.
No, I know, but like even so.
No, there is a lot of stuff here.
Like some of the London ones don't feel this big anymore.
Yeah, we have to go through some very official doors now, so I'm going to put you away, tiny people on my camera, but I hope you enjoyed the flight that I didn't show you any of. It was fine. Look for the Playbill luggage tags, everybody. Or the one Playbill luggage tag, because the other one, we never found it. But probably somewhere in... Aeron did? Yeah, he also nearly lost this hoodie.
We got to the end, I was like, was I wearing a hoodie? And we were both like, and you were like, no, and I was like, I'm not sure. And we were both like, oh yes. And then I suddenly saw it stuck under the chair in front, because it must have just kept moving forward because of my bag.
You spotted it. I thought you'd left it in Gander Airport. You also don't know this about Aeron, because I don't tend to show it, but it's not really a day out unless Aeron tries to leave something behind somewhere. It's been through so many hats.
It used to be the saying of like, if you leave something somewhere, I'm like, I probably am going to go back there some point in my life, which is kind of comforting.
That's a very positive spin on your forgetful behaviour.
It happens quite a lot.
Just spotted some helpful guidance on where we need to go next, because we need the UP, which is the Union Pearson, because it goes to Union Station from Pearson, which is the airport we're at right now. You'll also notice this is very French, and we weren't under the impression that Toronto was French first. We've had different variations on this. Obviously, Montreal was very much more French. Didn't know that Toronto was, but hopefully I speak enough French that isn't going to be a problem. Every time I do one of these, and we do like the transit out of the airport, I'm always like, oh, I should give you a guide and like a walkthrough and instructions as to how to get to it. And it is just quite well signposted. Like, honestly, I think JFK is the hardest to find the air train.
JFK it is signposted, it's just like a lot of walking.
Yeah. We've done a lot of flying in the last few days. We've done a lot of places. We're getting really good at planes and airports and everything related to it. We've also had to keep moving these massive suitcases. My favourite parts of our New York trip is always when we get to our destination and we can put the suitcases down and we don't have to carry them around with us for days. We also haven't had a single day where we haven't flown. Tomorrow is going to be that day. which we're both looking forward to a day where we just wake up in one place and go to sleep in the same place.
I'm excited.
And don't lie.
Very excited.
Aaron's very excited. There you go. But what I was going to say was the culture is just it varies from airport to airport, really from individual to individual. But something I liked today on our flight is that when they announced, because I often say that being on a plane, you know, it's stressful and it makes a lot of people very anxious, and people are busy and there's delays, and it's like it's a process, and I don't judge anyone, but airports and flights don't always show humanity at its best in terms of the passengers, the crew, and they're all great. We're the zoo animals basically on the metal bird. And so, you know that thing when the plane lands and they're like, please stay in your seats, and everyone gets up and fills the aisle because everyone's desperate to get off first. They did an announcement today specifically to say they were aware that some people had connections to make, like tight connections to make, and could we let those people get off first? And I thought that was very nice. I was like, oh yeah, I have a lot of time for that. As someone who has been stressing about my own travel and connections the past few days, I appreciated that. We seem to be on a train platform. I think we need to buy tickets first. Or is it like the air train? Do we buy tickets on arrival? I'm going to put you down while we figure that out. Look at this little bar that lowers down for our luggage. Look at that! Turns out the train is tap on, tap off.
I believe so, he said it.
Yeah, we got plugs here.
There's Wi-Fi.
Allegedly there's Wi-Fi. It's going to be our first experience of a Canadian train, because we've done bus, car, plane. Haven't been on a boat. Doubt we will.
So the first thing we were at was we walked through a free connection one you can get on, which goes through the terminals. You carry on walking and then you get to the one that's paid for, which is basically, this is the same model as at JFK.
Yeah.
This is exactly the same, where if you're going between terminals or anywhere that's
it's like a circular.
in the area of the airport, it's free.
The shuttle, yeah.
And then if you go out into the city, then you pay.
Yeah. But there you pay. Well, they're introducing.
They've changed it now. Now you do contactless.
Yeah.
But you can do contactless now, but you still do it at the end.
Yeah.
Because of the free system there. I think it's too confusing to put a barrier anywhere because they're on the same line.
Yeah. It goes from
here it's separate.
It goes from Pearson to Weston to Bloor. Bloor. I want to know what Bloor is.
There's a subway there.
There you go. They have a subway system. It's funny. You never.
Yeah, metro.
Metro.
Oh no, subway metro.
Then why correct me?
English, French. Sorry, that's why.
It's subway metro. There you go. It's the dual language thing. But yeah, you never know which places have a subway or metro before you get there, unless of course you do any research about the place you're going beforehand. Which
I had.
Did you research gluten-free food in Toronto?
I did.
Did you research anything else?
Things to do.
Oh, okay.
I've done it all.
There you go. I researched the shows.
I get into it with the new locations just because once I'd done it for one place, now it's like I do a quick search and see basically like who are the big like influencers for it, and I'll follow them. And then it means that then I get serviced all their videos. So I've been having a lot of Toronto videos on TikTok.
Smart. Making the algorithm work for you. Listen, I'm glad one of us is doing research because I don't know what's going on. Well, this is a little bit different to Gander, isn't it? This is... Oh, and we're stopping. Nope, we're carrying on. I didn't jinx it, it's fine. Look, you can see planes there on the comparatively much busier Toronto... I think it's called Toronto Pearson International. That is a heck of a road junction, isn't it?
It looks like Spaghetti Junction.
It does, you're right. Oh, I love these little, like, elevated trains into the city. It does feel very New York.
There's a Hilton Garden Inn.
Now there is a Hilton Garden Inn. We stayed at Hilton Garden Inn in Halifax not long ago. That feels like ages ago, and it wasn't. That was practically 2 nights ago. It's been a lot of journeying. It's been a lot of Canada, as you have seen. I also didn't know it was going to be rainy when we got here, but it's not currently raining.
I thought this was going to be our better weather stuff, and I didn't know that Gander was going to be so like.
I know. We got a hotel with a rooftop pool, and I'm hoping at some point it's nice enough to go in it. We have arrived at Union Station, and this is Toronto. decent number of tall buildings. The most iconic part of the skyline is probably the CN Tower, I gather, which is right behind us, so you won't see it right now, but our hotel is somewhere up this street, so we're gonna go find that so we can get rid of our giant suitcases. These things. Update. Found it. Cool. On the streets of Toronto. Tell me how I'm experiencing what I perceive to be culture shock when we spend as much as time as we do in London and in Manhattan, and this is and it does feel kind of like Manhattan light, but it's because it's so different to Gander, where we've just been, like completely different, and yet the one constant that remains through all of these places, through all of these airports, through all of these different Canadian territories, it's Tim Hortons. Everywhere. It is apparently the Starbucks of Canada. Are they filming something?
Yeah, they're filming something down that street, that's why the police were there.
My wheel got caught in a gutter. Oh, they're filming something today in Canada. Just walking over to our hotel, but look at this fun skyline. Look at these fun buildings. Oh, we're crossing the road. It's a grid system, like New York, like Manhattan, which is nice and easy to navigate. Also, there are trams. I love a tram. We've checked in to the Hilton. It's very fancy. It's very nice. I'm very excited about the breakfast buffet we've prepaid for. We've stopped in the lobby. Up we go. Apologies, we were alone in the elevator and then someone else, another family got in with us, and I don't like vlogging obnoxiously in an enclosed space. I've walked into the room, I've reacted to the room, and I've come back to the door so you can also share in the reaction, because it's gorgeous. I think, what is this, a deluxe? Did we get a deluxe upgrade?
So
because it was quite cheap.
So when we booked it, they said you can request an upgrade with like just $40, I think.
Like a cheaper upgrade, like
yeah, for
pending
40,
availability.
So something like 40 Canadian dollars, which was like, especially when you compare that to UK money, wasn't anything. So we were like, sure.
The exchange rate to Canadian dollars is
very different to US.
You basically halve it to get UK. It's like a pound right now is 1.75 Canadian dollars, I think.
So what you find out, I think, with that is it didn't guarantee we were getting an upgrade until we got here. But that is why now I get it. You don't actually pay your room price until you get
you pay on arrival,
because they're adding on whichever, they haven't decided what you're paying yet.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Aeron James knows what's going on. So this is a nice little entrance way. Let's do the bathroom first because you're going to want to see this view last, I'm telling you. This is lovely bathroom. Lovely bathroom. There you go. This is definitely a not that we didn't very much enjoy our last two hotels, but this is definitely the fanciest hotel that we have been in by some margin thus far. This is the room. Oh my god. Oh my god. King size bed. King size bed.
It's a deluxe king then.
Deluxe king. Giant TV. Lamps. And I'm going to turn the camera around to show you this room. Lovely chair. Big old desk. I don't think I'm filming videos or doing much emailing work this weekend while we're here, but maybe I will just to use this desk. I need to show you this view because my gosh. Look at that. That is our enormous window. The CN Tower's on the other side of us. I think those rooms were more expensive to have a specific...
Yeah, you could request one.
Yeah.
Request it via this upgrade rather than a VU upgrade.
So we're looking uptown right now. Look at the sky. Over there it's doing very... You can't really see how exciting the clouds are. There you go. Sky doing interesting things. We are on the 22nd floor. You can see the Sheraton Hotel's rooftop pool over there. Well, not their rooftop pool, their above ground pool over there. And then loads of people over here. We have discovered the Toronto Fringe Festival is happening. Is that what all these people are there for? Is that something else? That's some sort of outdoor gathering with tents and stalls and things. I'm intrigued. Colour me very intrigued. But I think we're going to have to go out and do some exploring, and we're going to have to discover our own rooftop pool, because that was a big draw of this hotel as well, because we were looking at the forecast and it was looking very warm, and we've had a very busy month and we want to relax as well as getting a lot of culture. So there you go. This is Toronto, everybody. How exciting. Oh my god, hey, outfit change, fit check. Downtown Toronto exploring. My hair is annoying me. What is happening here? When is my hair not annoying me? Honestly. The answer is I need to shave my head. which I don't think will look good on me, but I would just find it very freeing at this point to not have this going on all the time. I've become off topic. Outfit, because I was in like come from away Gandery vibes, and now downtown Toronto exploring. It's 8:30. And I think we're just going to go and try and get dinner, and that's the only plan. The people checking in before us were going to see Cirque du Soleil, which is obviously big in Canada, bigger in Montreal, or I don't know if bigger, but from Montreal.
It's from Montreal, that's its home.
Yeah, I've never seen Cirque du Soleil, and we had 5 minutes of being like, oh my gosh, do we go see Cirque du Soleil tomorrow night? Because we're not actually seeing anything tomorrow night, we're seeing a matinee. And we got as far as like nearly getting tickets, and then we discovered it's an hour plus away from where we are by public transport, and that seems to be consistent. Like, we could get an Uber and it would take less time, but yeah, I don't know, it kind of scuppered. Like, we can see there's always Cirque du Soleil in various places.
It's in London.
It comes to London. Like, it would have been nice last minute, like, why the hell not, we're in Canada plan, and I'm proud of us for considering it. And
because we've never really discussed going to see Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, very much a last minute plan, but for now, we are just gonna go get some food. Okay, we are out here in the streets. Out here in the streets. Random the who there. Who? We just had dinner at Pizzeria Libretto.
Very nice.
Which, very near our hotel, and
gluten-free
did a quick search for gluten-free, but like really good. Looks.
It was really good gluten-free pizza, but
you
don't
ate
go
it.
there if you're a celiac.
Yes, not celiac friendly because cooked in the same oven, so cross-contamination is a thing.
If you're like me, where you can eat it, but like if it's like potential cross-contamination, you're fine. It's really
delicious, good. Simply for the not so worried about it wheat intolerance. Am I completely out of focus? I am completely out of focus. One moment, please. There we go. Had a lovely pizza with ricotta. Sometimes I just need. Sometimes I see ricotta on a menu and I'm like, it's gonna be that. I just need it.
I'm a big fan of the cream pizza, a white creamy pizza.
White base. It was sweet and spicy salami was the flavour. We found a map. We're studying this map, and it also had hot maple. And I was like, that feels very Canada. And we ordered Shirley Temples, which evidently means something different here, or at least at that particular restaurant, than it does in Manhattan. Because we think it had like orange juice, possibly as well as grenadine.
Yeah, you definitely.
What's it normally? Grenadine,
juice.
lemonade.
It's just normally grenadine and lemonade, but that was definitely like an orange juice, lemonade-y.
Shirley's a little more fruity here. That's fine. Each to their own. We're kind of having a bit of a think about what we want to do tomorrow. Maybe CN Tower. A sightseeing bus went by. They are more expensive than the 1 hour, but it's like, do you want a 1 hour boat ride around the harbour, or do you want a sightseeing bus you can hop on or off all day? Do we just want to see stuff, or do we want to go to places and do the stuff at those places? Do we have time to do that? I don't know, I'm leaning boat. I love a good boat. Have you discovered anything from your studying of this map?
No.
That is the entertainment district, which we figured. Should we walk back past the theatres over there?
It was over here was where there was happening at the hotel.
Oh yeah, the thing we could see from our window.
Yeah.
So this is the edge of the entertainment district, and we'll walk past and we'll show you some of the theatres that we walked past earlier. But also Aeron spotted this. Idina Menzel is going to be here on August 13th with her Take Me or Leave Me tour. And also, just up there, you can look at that. You can glimpse the CN Tower. There you go. Look at that. Maybe we will get a closer look tomorrow. First up is the Royal Alexandra Theatre. Mean Girls visiting here at the end of the month. The non-equity tour, I believe, of Mean Girls, in which Regina George is a brunette. Controversial, is it? I don't know. Come From Away marketing also on the side there, but the original Come From Away, the familiar blue and yellow. Rachel McAdams. Sorry, we've just discovered we're on a little bit of a walk of fame. Ryan Reynolds was over there. Rachel McAdams is here. Speaking of Regina George, there you go. Is she Canadian? I assume these are all Canadian, but Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. Why does my camera not want to focus on me this evening? I have important things to say. We're also seeing a lot of posters for Mamma Mia. We know The Lion King is coming back.
Yes.
But what's that say, Mamma Mia? October 5th to November 10th. There you go.
Really far in advance.
Mamma Mia returning to ice. Right, yeah.
Well, what I know from like here as well is like Mervish do subscriptions. So like a bit like regional American presenting theatres where like you can book tickets for like the season and you get a ticket to like each show, I think.
Yeah, which if you're a theatre person living around here, you want that variety. Like, you're going to be excited by all of these shows coming around. Although presumably, I don't know if you can afford it. I guess if you're a theatre person in Toronto, you're probably hopping over to New York as well, because it's really not that far. This is little southern tip of Canada. Would you like to know what we are seeing tomorrow afternoon? We are seeing one show while we are here in Toronto, and it's tomorrow afternoon, and it is right next to me. Drum roll, drum roll. Guess. Unless I've already posted about it on social media, in which case then you may already know. It is Wicked! There you go. We are seeing Wicked on tour in Toronto. Do you know, I've never seen Wicked on tour in the UK or the US. I've only ever seen it at the Gershwin in London, or no. Oh, I swear I didn't drink with dinner. I've only ever seen it at the Gershwin in New York or the Apollo Victoria in London. I've been talking nonsense to the tiny people in the camera, losing my mind. So this will be my first time seeing any touring production of Wicked.
Wow.
We poked our eyes in the theatre earlier, and oh my gosh, you can see I'm watching the show. I'm watching the show.
Oh yeah. That's for good. For good.
Are they doing for good?
That's for good.
Let me show you. I was going to say it looks kind of like a hotel inside, but I can see a monitor from the street. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Can you say it? Because I knew you. Because I knew you. Now, I would not disagree with you if you're thinking, Mickey Jo, Aeron, you have flown to Canada and you're seeing Wicked. What are you doing? First of all, we saw Come From Away in Gander last night, which is like the authentic Canadian theatrical experience. So we've already done something like of Canada. And if there were loads of like exciting original Canadian musicals happening right now, would happily go and see all of them. But this happily lined up because we wanted to see the Wicked US tour, because Lauren Samuels, who is a British actress, is currently playing Elphaba. I've seen her do the last 5 years. You've worked on shows that she's done before, when she did a little bit of Shakespeare in the UK, and we're big fans. And when she got announced, we were like, oh my gosh, that's amazing for her. Did not begin to think that we would get a chance to see it.
No.
Hopefully she's on tomorrow afternoon. It's still Wicked if she's not, and we're still going to have a great time. We're still going to get to go to a theatre in Toronto. Still lots to be excited about, but that is why, basically. And we wanted to see Toronto and see one of its theatres. It's as much about getting to like see how theatre going works here and see what the building is like. So yeah, very excited about that. For now, I think we're gonna walk around the streets a little bit more and then head back to our hotel room with the Oreos that we bought at a random Toronto supermarket. Okay, late night hotel room Oreos are a great idea. Do you know what's even better? Morning after Oreos that have gone a little bit soft. These ones, birthday cake flavoured. Revelation. Anyway, good morning here in Toronto. Can you see anything? There you go. Toronto. Toronto, my God, hey. I can't believe I've only just thought of that. Toronto, my God, hey, everybody. It's like 9 a.m. Saturday morning. We are seeing Wicked at 1. I think we're seeing Wicked at 1.
No.
There you go. Early matinee.
1:30.
Maybe it is 1:30. It's pre-2. It's 1 something, which is very unusual for British people, so it always sticks in my mind, but clearly not well enough. This is my improvised breakfast outfit, feet, Crocs, and Come From Away socks. Just to go down and get some breakfast, which is buffet-style breakfast, which was a really inexpensive add-on, actually. Maybe I'm just used to Disney hotels in which breakfast is a very expensive add-on. But yeah, gonna go down and have some like fancy Hilton hotel breakfast buffet. Excited about that. And then I think rather than trying to go out and do something in the short gap between now and Wicked, we might then go investigate the hotel pool, which I think is not as high up as I thought it was, because I looked in the lift and I think it's actually on level 2 rather than at the top of this like 20+ story building. But might go do that. Then get ready for Wicked. I do have a Wicked themed outfit. And then go see Wicked at the Princess of Wales Theatre in Toronto. How fun! What a day! So we're down here in the lobby, and this is where we'll be getting our breakfast buffet at Frenchie. They gave us these little vouchers because we got a package that came with breakfast on both days. I don't actually know if we're going to have time tomorrow because the flight is at like 11 and we've been told we do need to get there early. But maybe we'll come down, have an early breakfast, who knows. Plate number 1 at the breakfast buffet. There will be more. We have 2 different kinds of sausages. I only noticed that one on the left after I got the ones on the right. They are pork sausages and applewood sausages. Lots of scrambled eggs with black pepper. That is my jam. And when in Canada, pancakes with, I guess, Canadian bacon and maple syrup. It was lots of maple syrup. It doesn't look like lots. Maybe I need more maple syrup. I don't know. But very excited for this hearty first course. Aaron's just getting his just now. Plot twist. One and done. One and done. I mean, it was a plate that contained a lot of food, and both savoury and sweet, which seems to be a very, like, Canada does that very well. I mean, they are, like, the whole maple syrup, bacon, like, they like that vibe. And that's what we had. That was our pizzas last night, were a savoury sweet situation, which is something I always enjoy. These lifts can be a bit of a wait, because a lot of people in this hotel. All the lifts came at once, but look, we got this outdoors one. Look at that, woohoo! Flying over Toronto, up to the 22nd floor. That's so cool. Everyone deserves a chance to fly. Also, I say one and done at the breakfast buffet. I do have, and they're stuck, 2 bananas in my pockets, and I'm also happy to see you. Apologies, that was a terrible joke. And I definitely took them out of there like I was committing a crime, but it's not. Like, you can take the food at a breakfast buffet, but it feels illegal, doesn't it? Next activity, swimming. We are going swimming. I'm wearing my cactus swimming trunks, and once again, it's another great opportunity for Crocs. Excuse me. Yeah, you can't come swimming. I'm very sorry, because it's not good for you. And I wish I had sunglasses, because outdoor pool, but lost my sunglasses, my prescription sunglasses. Don't even know when. I think in Cirencester somewhere, randomly. So I need new prescription sunglasses, but I can't bring myself to buy non-prescription ones in the meantime, because I'll just constantly be changing in and out of my actual sunglasses. Anyway, all of this to say, we're going swimming. I own a lot of different swimming trunks, randomly, and I don't swim that much, and I can't really swim very well, which is terrible, because I grew up at the beach. Anyway, cactus swimming trunks, the closest thing I had to, it's not even a little bit Canadian, but I don't have. Should I buy Canadian swimming trunks? Do they even sell Canadian swimming trunks? I'm sure somewhere does, with like little mooses. I don't know. Oh my god, hey. I was going to talk with my hair still in front of my eyes, but I said my mouth. Hello, tiny people in Aaron's phone. You are with us poolside on this nice patio area. There's a bar, but I don't think we need. If this was like a late night swim, I would get a cocktail. But this is a very nice pool area. It's heated, and we can see the CN Tower. It's over there, and lots of tall buildings. Oh, there's a breeze. But yes, having a very nice, relaxing time. I think we're going to get out now, go do a little bit of exploring before Wicked. Okay, we're exploring Canada. I don't know if you can hear. There is a busking saxophonist playing My Heart Will Go On. I have an awful lot of time for that. It's like an open-air production of Titanic out in here. Have you heard the busking? Yeah. We're next to the Rogers Centre, which I assume is connected to Rogers TV, as in Janice Mosher.
There's a baseball.
There's baseball.
It says first base.
That's not hockey. That's not what we were expecting. That's what we were expecting. My Heart Will Go On saxophone. Sure. There's an aquarium here. Also, the CN Tower. Hold on, let me hold your microphone so it doesn't fall off, and I will show you. There you go. CN Tower. We've booked tickets to go up that later. What have you discovered?
The Toronto Blue Jays. That's a home of baseball's Toronto Blue Jays.
There you go.
There is definitely a match. Oh no, that's tickets for the CN Tower, I think.
Oh, that's the CN Tower ticket.
That's what it is.
Should we go find the water?
Yeah.
Once more. We have discovered, what are we on? The old Union Station and historic train tracks and some historic trains, I guess.
Toronto Railway Museum.
Ah, there you go. It's giving nobody can do it like a Canadian steam train. Many discoveries. First of all, there's something called drink steam whistle. Truly is giving a steam whistle pilsner. There you go. Truly giving nobody can do it like a steam train. But also, we just say we're noticing more and more people wearing Blue Jays t-shirts. And in the UK, people get very aggressive about sporting things, and you want to not wear the wrong colour on a sports day. And I'm wearing very green trousers, and I was like, is that the wrong colour to be wearing? But I said, I'm dressed for Elphaba today because we're seeing Wicked in about an hour. I said, I am not Team Blue Jays, I am Team Greenwich, which we realised is pronounced Greenwich. We made it to the waterfront, and look, that's not the airport we flew into, but it's the other Toronto airport, which is called Toronto Island, and you can see planes taxiing around. How crazy! We've got a handful of different boats. That's a city cruise going out right now. There are water taxis going backwards and forwards. They remind me of Hamburg. Yeah. And the boats you had to take to go to Disney Island. This company is called Showboat. Don't think I haven't noticed. Heading back up to the theatre, the Princess of Wales Theatre in Toronto. It is a 1:30 matinee for Wicked. The show is going to be as we expect it to be, though I've never seen a touring version of the show. I know there are some staging differences. Aeron has seen the UK tour before, and we are assuming that this will be largely similar in the way it differs from the West End and Broadway production. And here we are, it's here, not Kate Winslet in this HBO series, but Wicked! At the Princess of Wales Theatre, a Mervish theatre, a pretty, pretty girl. The Princess of Wales Theatre, of course, named for Diana, specifically. This is one of the many Mervish theatres in Toronto. They kind of have a monopoly on Toronto theatre, but as we've been learning recently, they're also they're very involved in UK theatre. They are a producing partner on Starlight Express at the Troubadour Theatre in Wembley Park, above the title, I'll have you know, and they used to be the owners of the Old Vic Theatre in London. But today we're here in Toronto. We're going to go see inside the Princess of Wales Theatre and go and see Wicked. But first, a fit check. Aeron James is wearing green, looking stylish.
I like this is like an ode to Fiero.
Are you giving Fiero's trousers?
I mean, I'm more of a Bok boy, but you know.
You're my Fiero. I am giving green trousers. Whoop bam! Whoop bam! And yes, I was planning on wearing this shirt, but it's incredibly warm. So I might still give, this is very Elphaba-y, but also super warm, so maybe I will not. We have found the cast board inside the foyer. No substitutions for this performance, which we would normally be excited to see an understudy, but today we are particularly thrilled because hopefully that means we are seeing Lauren Samuels as Elphaba, British actress, leading the US tour. We are proud, we are excited. There is an entire merchandise kiosk over here. It's pretty much your standard Wicked merch. I'm not seeing anything tour specific. We do have some new things though. This pink goes good with green moment is cute, and also this Proud Aussian t-shirt, Wicked Pride merch, Wicked socks that I do not yet own, and honestly, why not? There's some more trinkets you can see at the back. We're seeing records, we're seeing ornaments, we're seeing that snow globe with the Elphaba and Fiero giving it As Long As You're Mine is gorgeous. They have friendship bracelets. I think those are new with the dawn of the whole Taylor Swift friendship bracelet renaissance. A hoodie that has cute green sleeves. We've seen that before. Defy Gravity hat. That I think might be new-ish. That's quite cute. I have a Defy Gravity hat from Wicked Brazil where the colour scheme is the opposite, i.e. it's green with black lettering. Am I seeing a pin badge with a little connecting chain? That's intriguing. Yeah, it's a little Wicked logo. It's on that pink with green t-shirt, and the witch is flying off of it, connected by a little chain. Of course, we have the chisteries, which you know I already own. There's also a Proud Aussian tote bag, and Everyone Deserves the Chance to Fly tank top. Sorry, Everyone Deserves a Chance to Fly. So all the auditorium entrances, I believe, are up here because we are above ground, and the orchestra entrance is up here. There is a bar area there. There is also an American Express priority bar where I just used my American Express guest card. That's like never got me anything before. How exciting. I lie, it's got me a lot of points and flights, so but I've never been able to pay anywhere exclusively. There's also this photo opportunity. It's kind of well lit, so I'll give it that. It's also cloth, which I think is going to show up better in a photograph, but it's very spacious in this theatre, which we like, all quite stylish. We'll go into the auditorium in a second and we'll see what that's like. In this stairwell here you can also find history of the venue, going back as far as, I actually can't see how far back it goes. It goes a long way up there, 2008, many years back, goes a long way up there. But right in front of us here we have Titanic the musical. We have Mozart. That actually might have been the production from the UK. I think it was. I'll have to check with Aeron. The Phantom of the Opera, If Then, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, going all the way down, Book of Mormon, Cabaret, Curious Incident, that is from the UK, down all the way there until 2018. I think that says 1993 to 2018 is the history that's charting there, and obviously many successful years since then. Also an advert for a show soon coming to Canada, and of course it is Titanic. They've already announced their star as Celine Dion, who I dare say has a very important job because, of course, beloved Véronique Clever will be playing Celine in the beautifully ridiculous Titanic. So this is the auditorium of the Princess of Wales Theatre. 3 levels, nice and good rake in the stalls, multiple aisles. We've got some boxes on the sides there. I love this design up here. That's very playful and colourful. And they've got a similar thing there in a large sort of a ring there. No chandelier, but that's fine. And of course, Wicked, the familiar proscenium and set of Wicked with the time dragon clock. A slightly smaller stage here than the Broadway version of the show, but the familiar show curtain, surely one of the best show curtains in theatre, with the map there giving you those pre-show vibes. And I'm standing up in my seat, so this is also the view. We are in D32, 33, but it goes, I think, AA through HH before ABCD. These are, however, fantastic seats. If I sit down, there you go. That is the view from my face. I am very excited for Wicked in Canada. Here we have the company information, and there is Lauren Samuels, West End leading lady. You may know her from the Search for Dorothy, Over the Rainbow on BBC television. Aeron has seen her in Bend It Like Beckham, I am assuming. And he worked on Henry V at the Barn Theatre in Cirencester, where she played Princess Catherine. I saw her in the last 5 years at the Tabard Theatre. Matt Lucas was sat in front of me, and this is her US debut. This is her finally getting to play the role of Elphaba, and we're very excited. Worth flying to Toronto for. Helpful that we were already here, in Canada I mean, to see Come From Way, but thrilled we could make this work. And also Alex from Kimberly Akimbo, who is Bok. Yay! Oh my god, hey.
Hello.
We are in the intermish of Wicked, which means Defying Gravity just happened.
Yes.
You all know what happens in Wicked, I'm assuming. There are differences.
Yes.
There are differences between Broadway and the US tour, between the US tour and the UK tour.
Yes.
So, most conspicuously, biggest Broadway, it's because of set things. So, if you think about it, at every theatre these touring productions visit, they can't install trapdoors in the places that they want them.
There are also different sizes, so like, as well, what we're seeing today might not be the same as in a different US tour stop.
Yeah, as they go between theatres, they've got to work stuff out. But a key thing is they don't have trapdoors, which happens more in the show than you would think.
Yes.
I'll tell you the specific moments in just a moment. Obviously, we've only seen Act 1 so far, so there may be more updates for you later. They
don't have the bridge.
They don't have the bridge.
That's all on the ground.
A bridge flap comes down, but no one crosses it. It's not a load-bearing bridge.
You don't have
and Broadway has more bridges than West End.
Yes, and on the sides you don't have the standing places for people.
Yeah.
But you still have a time dragon clock everywhere, but you just, so that operates and does its thing, but you don't have people on different levels.
The monkeys don't run up into the spiralling staircase thing, so there's a set piece that comes out from Morrible to do her Wicked Witch.
And then on the right side there's a smaller one where they can, where like in normal to Wicked, some of them jumped up onto so we could have elevated moments.
Can we discuss Morrible's speech?
She's so good.
One of the best ever.
They had the vocal effect on. So the time we saw it on Broadway, they didn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I had a big question mark as to why there was not a vocal effect.
Oh.
But the US tour has it. So I wonder if we were just on a weird night where they didn't put a vocal effect on.
Listen, maybe it didn't work.
Maybe we need to go back.
Things happen. Maybe we need to go back. Maybe. So yeah, no trapdoor means the first time something was different is the wizard would normally have another little small little lady and follow me down, and he would trapdoor down, leaving her standing there, and he like takes the corset and everything, leaving her pregnant, and so he just runs off stage, basically. There was another one. Oh, so in Defying Gravity they do the West End version where they enter from the side and the broom comes in from the side, rather than the Broadway version, which I'm obsessed with, where they come in through a trapdoor and then they jam. I hope you're happy. Jam. I hope you're happy now. Jam.
Something that's different with this production. Well, I don't know. I can't remember from a UK tour. Is they always fly in Reliancy. They do always fly. There's always two.
Do they? Because I've never noticed this.
There's always people on wires, but they're normally hidden, and they normally go off to the side. But I don't remember them having such a big moment. Like it.
Maybe that's why I've legitimately never noticed.
Yeah, it was so accentuated that they were flying, and I don't remember that.
I was like, where do these flying students come from?
I feel like there's a part of me that feels like there's always. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just for this.
If only there was a recording of Wicked somewhere on the internet to check other productions, but as far as I know, no one's ever tried to film it in a theatre, as far as I know.
Maybe we'll need to double check it.
maybe YouTube. But yeah, so no trapdoors, no side structures, no bridge. I thought that sequence was different, but I don't remember every single detail of Wicked, just most of them. Oh, so UK tour versus US tour. On the UK tour, Dillamond and the Wizard are played by the same actor because they have very little crossover. The only time they're in the same scene, Dillamond is played by someone else because Dillamond doesn't speak. Spoiler alert.
Is it always the witch's father that plays the kid?
I didn't think
I don't think that.
No, that might be a US tour thing.
That's a US tour thing.
Can we discuss him as well? Witch's father, killing it.
Yes, because he had the Wizard Will See You Now as well.
But the resonance in the vocal, it's everything from the beginning, from like, it's obscene. It was so good. I was like, I have never been this excited by a really good Witch's father before. Killing the game. Morrible, great. A lot of MVPs in this
Marvel
cast.
is smashing it.
It's a perfect Morrible.
Also, just Lawrence Samuels.
It's a perfect Morrible.
We were
Lawrence
so funny, like 1 second in we were both like, oh yeah, she's going to have an American accent.
Yeah, so she's doing American accent because we're on the US tour. If you don't know, Wicked in the UK does British accents because it's not...
All UK productions, UK accents.
The only character who is specifically from a place in our understanding of the world is the Wizard, who is canonically American. Everyone else is from Oz, and that can sound like...
anything.
Whatever, basically. So yeah, which makes me want to go see it in Australia, so we can experience... Do they do? No, I think that's right.
American accents. I don't know.
I don't think they do Australia. I'm sure. No, I remember being told this before.
Yeah, I think it's only the UK that has specifically their country's accents.
I mean, if you want international flavour, I have seen Wicked in Portuguese. That was flavourful. But yeah, enjoying very much. Lauren is amazing. Worth flying to Toronto for. Yes. And Elphaba for the ages.
And also, we both didn't realise with Madame Morrible that she's Mama Bear.
She's Mama Bear from Shrek. Instantly, she came, I was like, yeah.
She came on stage and I was like, yep, definitely.
Mama Bear from Shrek. Yeah. Very excited for the second act. Do you know what struck me today? Every time I see Wicked, I notice a new Wizard of Oz detail. And I have read about this before in... Did you ever have the Grimmery?
Yes.
Book about I remember reading this about the choreography, and I noticed today just how scarecrowish the Dancing Through Life choreo that Fiero does is. When he does his whole like bits, he does lots of this pose with the elbows up, and I was like, it's giving Scarecrow. It's foreshadowing, of which there is so much. You can notice it constantly. It was on Broadway that for the first time I remember really hearing Madame Morrible being like, Elphaba, you mustn't get wet, and I'm like,
one thing I love is I was reading the board in Dr. Dillamond's scene, and where it says the name of the Emerald City before it was changed. So it's like really interesting to read that. You get real little like
very Stalinist Russia and changing the names.
I don't think I'd ever paid attention to to Miss Caudle actually being in the stage production.
Oh yeah, I started
I've never seen her before.
I think I started to in the times I've seen it since Kiala was announced to be playing that role in the film, because I then had to go back and be like, who Miss Caudle? And then I, like, next time I saw on stage after that, I was like, oh, it's that lady.
Yeah, I just didn't know she was actually in that scene. Yeah. But also, every production has a different version of Averick. I have seen animal Averick and human Averick. Who brings on Aeron. I've seen both.
That was a change when it went to the West End, I think. So when West End opened, they implemented a bunch of changes, and then they retroactively changed Broadway to match the West End. Because there used to be a sawhorse and an animal Averick on the sawhorse, I think.
Maybe.
And then it's subsequently been human.
Although I feel like I've seen animal Averick, and that wouldn't be the case.
I always think I've seen the big hat at the beginning that used to be on top of everyone, and I haven't, because they got rid of that when they opened West End. I think it's just a Mandela. It's a wicked Mandela effect, everybody. But yeah, having a lovely time. Going back in for Act 2. My hair is looking sensational today. Listen, it's been a few days of I can't control this, and it will not last through the evening. So I just hope we have to enjoy it now while we can.
It's been a lot of planes.
I could be in the ensemble of Wicked with this. They've all got like funny hair things. This is very like a asymmetrical, flicky, like
I see that.
dancing through life, magical hand things. Anyway, gonna go back in and see the second act of the show.
Let's go.
If anyone watched our Hamburg vlog, seeing what the theatres were like in Hamburg, Germany, the snacks provision here reminds me a little of that. We have cashew peanuts. We've got little sweets in plastic cups, which is cups, which is genius, by the way. We also have Haagen-Dazs ice lollies, which is like ice cream things, which is kind of the version of ice cream here, and just in the background there, popcorn. There were also cookies that have since sold out, but many snacks available at the Princess of Wales Theatre in Toronto. And the design theme of this week, exciting murals. There you go, they love a mural in Canada, so it seems. And always colourful, slightly abstract, but very exciting. I like the sort of multicoloured detail aesthetic that you see running through different parts of this theatre. And I'm going to go back in and see that. Am I right?
It was Wicked.
Also, coming out of Wicked and being hit by the heat of the sunshine, summer is back. It's officially summer. We're seeing Wicked. The sun is shining.
So the humidity is it's humidifying.
Yes, I'm very warm. I think first thing we're going to do is go back to our hotel room and get changed.
Yeah.
Because we're wearing Wicked outfits that are not necessarily conducive to this enormous heat. Also, we're going to walk past the other theatre, so I'll show you the other theatre that's also on this street. There are more theatres in Toronto. Maybe we'll find more of them later.
Yeah.
Because after we get changed, we're going to do a little bit.
Two of them so far.
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of exploring, just to see more of Toronto before we go tomorrow morning. And also, we're doing the CN Tower later this evening. So lots to look forward to, people. So this is the other theatre here. I did show you last night, but I just want to to show you some of the shows that are coming just for one day, which was at the Old Vic in London, will be coming here at the start of next year. Moulin Rouge, The Lion King, returning for an extended engagement because it doesn't have a finite closing date. It just begins November 2nd at the Princess of Wales, where we just were. Life of Pi is coming. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I've said it 3 times, so it must appear, and it will be appearing on June 3rd. Also, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. Hello, how exciting. And Back to the Future, as well as these shows over here. Titanic, as mentioned, also the Thanksgiving play, 15 Dogs, and Life After. How exciting! What a time to be in Canada. We've been passing the Canadian Walk of Fame all day, and I've been waiting for a single theatre person, and there's some sort of vaguely theatre adjacent, but I will settle for Celine Dion. There you go. Wicked Act 2 US tour versus Broadway differences. More of the same. Obviously they don't have the infrastructure, much like they don't in the West End for whatever reason, to have flying monkeys over the audience.
Yeah.
So no over-audience flying monkeys. Similarly to the Morrible moment, Glinda and Morrible and also Bok and the Lion Tail have plinths that come on at the side because they don't have those tower spiral structures. So Bok can do his whole, if he'd let him fight his own battles when he was young, he wouldn't be a coward today. Oh gosh, this traffic light is changing. Carrying on, there is one final different set piece. Would you like to tell us what it is, Aeron James?
The Well.
The Well!
So she still comes out of a truck. So Elphaba, when she melts and you find out the twist, she still
Spoiler alert.
appears technically through a truck door, but
Yeah.
really there's a well that's next to it that she is hidden behind.
They cheat a trapdoor by having her be secreted behind a well, and then there's a trapdoor next to the well. But it does tickle me because there's never a justification of the well. Like, they could fill up the water from the well. Like, when she places the bucket for Dorothy, because she's orchestrating the whole thing, and when she's like, I'm going to put that there, Glinda, you hide over there, I'm about to die, and she's like, I'm an actress. She could get the well, she could like pull the well, she could take the bucket out of the well. We need to justify this well, because otherwise I'm like, well. Anyway, had a great time, enjoyed Wicked. Listen, it's Wicked. I'm never going to not enjoy myself at Wicked. It was my first ever West End show.
Oh, it was my second.
Yeah, it was one of our first Broadway shows, and it was my first show ever in Toronto, because that just happened. Gonna go get changed now. We got the good lift again. Do you know what this means? It's me! It's me! So if you gotta fly me... I get to pretend I'm flying. That's what that means. Look to the western sky. Whee! Fit check in the mirror of the Hilton Hotel, the very nice Hilton Hotel corridors, as we once again wait for one of these elevators. I'm wearing this new, like, thick knit shirt that I bought from H&M. Same vest I was wearing before, shorts because it's warm, and my socks have little, I think they have fries on, they do. They have fries. Aeron, show us what you're wearing.
Defy gravity.
Defy gravity. Oh, it's happening. Aeron James, do you want to tell the people, the tiny people in the camera, where you were recently seen wearing this shirt?
When we did our trailer reaction to the Wicked film, and then it was put in the Wicked, the people react to Wicked trailer reaction that John M. Chu released.
Yeah. John M. Chu shared it on socials, and my notifications exploded because a bunch of people were like, MickeyJo and Aeron, you are in this. Yeah. And our friend Perry, who's also in it, messaged me and was like, oh my god, we're all in this.
Yeah.
And they used the cute little moment where we're being silly about the fact that we're wearing the same top. Because you went to see Wicked without me soon after we started dating, and you bought this and you came back with it, and I was like, I want that. And so the next time we both went, I also got it. I might have bought it in New York. I can't remember.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
No, I think.
No, I don't think I did.
I think it's when we went back to see it in London.
When we went to see Lucy, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
When I bought the Chistery. That would all make sense. But yeah, so now we have matching ones. Sometimes we both like something, and we both want it in specific sizes. Sometimes we share things.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we both bought that. Right, listen, when a music, my opinion is, when a theatre show does a specific like Pride merch garment and it looks good, I'm going to buy it.
And also, you need to buy it if you like it and it's Pride merch, because then they'll do it again.
That's exactly what I mean.
If it doesn't sell well, they'll be like, oh, it was a good idea, but actually we'll just do like a social post because the merch doesn't sell.
You got to support the initiatives, and it's cute. It's cute, and we like it. But yes, we've decided we're going to walk over. We're both pretty hungry because we had big breakfast and then deliberately no lunch because we wouldn't really get hungry enough in time. We were like, we'll then have an early dinner after the show because we'll be hungry, which we are. But before that, we're going to try and find another 2 of Toronto's theatres to show you. Three. Aeron is leading the charge on this one. So that we can show you and discover for ourselves what Toronto's theatre district looks like. Okay, you'll know I love a themed theatre bus. This is a bus advertising Come From Away and its imminent return to Toronto. We see lots of theatre posters on buses in Manhattan, but first time in Toronto. How exciting, the Come From Away bus. This is City Hall. We saw a lot of architecture like this in Montréal, which is my butchering French pronunciation of Montreal. So that's interesting. So here is another of Toronto's theatres, and it's actually 2 theatres. This is the Elgin and the Winter Garden, which is apparently beautiful. The Winter Garden, that is. The Elgin is a smaller space beneath the Winter Garden, from what we understand. But there you go. Love that Broadway style marquee up there. The Elgin is where the last Timbit musical was. Like last week or the week before last, which sadly we missed. It's like Pokemon, you can't catch them all. I say it's like Pokemon, you can't catch them all, because on the old Pokemon cartridge games, you literally couldn't catch them all on one game. They made it so you couldn't catch them all without trading. Anyway, I'm still bitter. Let's look at another theatre. And further down the same street, we have the Ed Mirvish Theatre, the CAA Ed Mirvish Theatre, where Tina is currently playing, where the audience has just left Tina. I suspect that must have been a 2:30 for them to just be leaving, rather than the 1:30 we had over at Wicked. We're now approaching what we theorise might be Toronto's answer to Times Square, because giant billboards. There you go, giant billboards, large buildings, much traffic, people busking, and also a large inflatable Nutella. I don't know what that's about. Are they giving out samples? Can I get something? I want something. We have come to H&M, speaking of Wicked, to find the Wicked movie merch that they are now selling at H&M. This is interesting. This is the back of the t-shirt. The W logo is embroidered, and that's what you get on the front, the little Wicked there. I mean, it's kind of basic, but the black one is worse. Is there anything on the back of the black one, Aeron? There is not. It's just that, I mean, you could cut that and turn it into a crop top. That would have been like a great thing to wear for this year's Pride parades, but I feel it's already diminishing in cultural cachet. So our thinking this evening was that we didn't want to waste too much time sat down in a restaurant. We just wanted to grab something, and we found this amazing place. We love a food hall because it gives us options. I got some Beauty's fried chicken because of course I did, and there it is. Beauty is correct. Lovely little fried chicken sandwich, and I got tater tots, but I turned them into poutine because when in Canada. And also this brand of cream soda that I'm very excited to try. Nice little dinner. That's a loud boat you're hearing, and also a helicopter's landing. It's all going on. Oh my gosh, there's a tall ship. Look at that. I can't, where is it? There you go. Tall ship. Yeah, so we've been hanging out at... Oh, there's so many people on the ship. There's a lot of people on this ship. Yeah. Proper tall ship. I read about this. You can do like a tall ship sightseeing cruise. Cute. Looks kind of chaotic. Anyway, we've been hanging out at this place called Pie Bar, which evidently is on the waterfront. The water being Lake Ontario? Lake Ontario. We've been Googling while we're here. It's very windy now. It's slightly less sunny than it was, but it was idyllic earlier, and we had frozen margarita and 2 sangrias. It was lovely. The frozen margarita was our second drink, blue raspberry flavour, and they only brought us one, even though we ordered two, and then they checked later, we were like, it's fine, we just shared it, and we decided that was okay, and so now they've brought us another one on the house. So, gonna have another one, and then we're gonna go up the CN Tower. This seems like a great idea. Anyway, all of this to say that, like, this was not my expectation when coming to Toronto. Like, it was very sunny earlier. We were chilling by the water, drinking sangria, but also a very valid way to spend your time. Has anyone ever had a lot of time to kill? And so, like, just like try to relax, but like, we've got so much time, delayed leaving, so much so that you become late. Because that's what we've done. And the CN Tower closes in less than an hour.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, we booked, and my microphone has fallen down. We booked one of the later slots. Hopefully they still let us up the tower. If they do, we're going to get a lovely, like, sunset experience. We are getting ready to ascend the CN Tower. We've done a lot of tall viewing platforms at this point. We have done together the Empire State. See previous vlog. We have done
Top of the Rock.
See previous vlog. We have done The Edge. See previous vlog. I've done one in Berlin. I think it's good. It's a good way.
I've done the Eiffel Tower, but I only did the lower section.
Aaron has a traumatic story about the Eiffel Tower, which he'll tell you another time. But I think it's a good way to see and get to know a city.
I mean, would you like us to do the UK ones? Because we've definitely not done either Shard or any of the London ones that you'd think we'd tell you about. We've never done.
A lot of the things, that you like, we never did the touristy stuff in your own countries, basically.
Well, you do when you're a kid. I feel like that's the thing you do when you're a child.
I've done the London Eye.
Yeah, I've done London Eye as well, but you do it like as you're a child once, and then you're like, oh, it's our country, we don't do it.
We were saying it's funny that we've done so many of these because Aaron does not love heights.
No.
But what do you get out of this? What keeps bringing you back to the viewing platforms other than me?
No, it's nice. It's nice when you're at a city to get an idea actually of a city, because I think with New York, until we did that, we didn't really get a real scale of what we were looking at, and you can, like, because they're all such tall buildings, you can't really see it.
I think it's necessary in New York to get a sense of it. I also think it's great to do at the end of a trip, so you can relate and be like, oh, we were there, and you can see all the places you've been. Maybe we'll be able to see some theatres from this one. I don't think the buildings are so tall that we couldn't. We'll find out.
With a speed 22 km per hour, it will take around 1 minute. We will be arrived. The main observation level 114 stories, 346 meter high. From here you will see the Loft City side of the Toronto.
This is our view from the lower observation deck. You can see over there, you can see the Hilton Hotel where we've been staying. There you go, which puts the theatres down and across. I think we can see the lights just about there. I think we can see one of their marquees. If I go a little further along, maybe I'll be able to see. Is that wicked? What's crazy is just how far we can see, and that beautiful sunset as well. Pretty gorgeous time to come up here. Here's another view from slightly further around, and we can see Lake Ontario. I think that's Lake Ontario. There, I've lost my bearings fully. I'll be very honest with you. Whatever that above ground pool is down there, that looks lovely. I don't know what that's about. That's very nice. And then you can see island situation over there. And more Toronto. This building I'm zooming in on right in the middle there, just the edge of the pier, that's where we were getting drinks. Just down on the waterfront down there. This is the island airport I was telling you about. Imagine being up here while planes are coming in and out. This is great for plane spotters. Got a pretty fantastic view of that, dare I say a bird's eye view. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's not where we're flying from tomorrow. We're flying from the airport much further away down there, so we're going to have to wake up considerably earlier. Does anyone remember in the vlog at the edge where I walked over the glass bit? Look away now if you don't want this. To be fair, you can't really make out what you're looking at necessarily, but the ones at the edge, the glass was smaller. The glass was smaller at the edge. This goes a long way down. past the people below. We're queuing for the top, for the summit, which is another few hundred feet above where we are now, which Aeron has just pointed out. The height will be up there as more than half of the cruising altitude with which we flew from Halifax to Gander. So it's pretty high. This one is the higher observation. This is the tallest observation platform in the Western Hemisphere, I have just been told. Once again, you can see our hotel. I've lost it. If I zoom, look for Hilton. Is this it? Yes. That's our hotel. So then one block down and across is where the two theatres were, one of them being the Princess of Wales in Toronto. Are they on this nearer street? There, I'm struggling, I'll be honest. I'm struggling to make them out. We think we found, this is, yeah, this is the Dark Theatre, and so just further down this street, that way, is where, I'll try and point it out to you all. Let's zoom in as much as we can. I've lost it again, hold on. Yeah, no, I've lost it, hold on. That's the street. So it's behind that building, basically. It's behind there. There is a theatre in that direction. They are currently performing a show. The monitor is visible through the window. I can't quite watch it from here. Hot take. I'm not sure the upper level felt that different. I don't know. Like it was.
I think you're already accustomed to it, but I think it's partly because they're both enclosed. Yeah, which is obviously different to a lot of the other buildings we've done before. It also represents a fairly small surcharge, so I feel like you may as well do that level. But also the other big piece of advice about this, and really with all of these, is that don't assume you'll be able to get down quickly. If you're planning this earlier in the day with something after it, especially if you're going to the theatre after it, something like with specific timings, like a dinner reservation or a flight, you have to leave a lot of time to allow for getting down. It's taking us much longer to get down than it took to come up. And also for this one, arrive to queue outside, I'd say like 30 minutes before your time slot. I know, but you're going to do security.
Yeah, and then you have to do security, and there's a whole hullabaloo. But yeah, allow a lot of time for these lifts to get down because the queues are no joke. We're in the gift shop now. I love it when they turn these into like little anthropomorphic towers. You can get, look, we've got Disney stuff as well. You can get, there's a big moose. Look at this big moose dressed for the Canadian Olympics, and then little cute versions of the tower. Look at that! And it's the next day. It's Sunday morning. We are back in the Hilton Hotel breakfast restaurant called Frenchie, and this is today's first plate. Different vibes, pastry vibes, trying almost one of every kind of pastry. And also, where they had pancakes yesterday, they have French toast today. Once again, covered in maple syrup. I'm very excited about it, everybody. Goodbye, Toronto. We are on the UP Express, back to Pearson International Airport. It's 8:49, and we're leaving a little bit of time here. And so, after a few days in Toronto and a really nice time, and seeing some shows and doing some local stuff, it came time for us to get on our fifth plane of like 5 days and fly back home. Sorry, are we in New York? Woo! Yeah, here we are. To be continued. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!